Well, how's it going, Kingsmen? Welcome back to another NTW3 battle. You guys ready for another clan match? This one on the map of Egmul. Butchering that, I am almost assuredly guessing. But yeah, this one starts off back. I'm going to slow motion here because this battle starts off insanely quickly. The French deployments over across the river, and then 3 more armies ranging here with 2 coalition armies in defense. This is the Rhinebund and the NR4, sorry. The NR4 and the Rhinebund clan playing. The NR4 playing as the French coalition played by Rhinebund. Let's go over the cores here real fast. I gotta stop this totally. So on the Rhinebund coalition side, you have a 10-point Blücher, a 9-point Aspern-Essling, which is like a Russia, a 10-point Schwarzenberg, and then a 5-point Reed. No, it's Red. On the French side, 9-point MacDonald, 8-point Soult, 10-point Mortier, and a 7-point Mason. These are playing the 6th coalition, and we've definitely seen some of these corps, at least the commanders of some of these corps, more recently. But today, there's going to be very much a defense and attack style gameplay. I love it. You can see the French advancing in force everywhere. The coalition have some excellent artillery positions here. Some 12-pounders from Blücher, some more 6-pounders set up, strategically placed, of course. You have a Prussian contingent pushing here for the left-hand side. Skirmishers maybe try to get to this house, but of course, you have some French as well. I see some cavalry, or here's some cavalry. But yeah, it's a race for the LLC here. Of course, something interesting to point out here. It's about 1,000. No, it's about equal armies on both sides here for the French and for the coalition here. And look at this. Look at this. We've got some troops running in the house. Gonna meet these skirmishers. Both sides gonna start fighting here. Not gonna go well for these skirms. They do not have what it takes to go hand to hand. The rest of the Prussians probably gonna have to fall back. Cavalry trying to harass the French army. Not gonna do too well here. And they're falling back as they do lose the LOC. Now, what I was going to try pointing out is the Russian corps here is all cavalry, and the Bavarian corps is almost strictly all cavalry. So a lot of horse reinforcing the infantry lines, but that is less infantry for the coalition and more for the French, which is going to make this a very interesting fight, in my opinion. It's going to prove to be very interesting. Now, the Prussians have a lot of excellent units here. You can see a lot of squarables, quite an elite set. Grenadiers, even the Schwarzenberg has a lot of very good units. Not a lot of cavalry, of course, they don't need it. They probably chose this build because of the reinforcing armies taking forever to get there. They have to abandon some excellent positions. Now it does look like we have contesting, maybe. Grenadiers going to contest this hill. This is an excellent position for the French to take, and it's a priority for them to push into this town. If they command the high ground around the town, they can set up artillery, get some excellent shots off on the Prussian army. Of course, you have this artillery that's probably going to start firing here. Or they're going to keep firing at all of these units. They did take out a French artillery piece very early on. Very lucky shot here. But you can see, yep, artillery is going to start firing. Her horse artillery going to be firing. And the assault probably is going to get underway pretty quick here. A 2-pronged assault. You're going to have Prussia getting hit from the left. All right, we are back. Man, it crashed already. I was like, that's not a good indication. But let's hope for the best here. So we have, you know, more grenadiers poured in some fire here as skirmishers from France are starting to inch forward just a little bit here on the right. I still am not totally sure where the majority of the attack is going to be pushing for the French. Obviously, a very large corps here pushing out from the town. Look at that. All set up and ready to go. 2 lines, 2 infantry lines marching forward here. Cavalry, of course, from the French as well. Some Polish lancers. Yeah, the Prussians will have a decent line or defense, not a decent line actually. They don't have a lot over here, a lot of Landwehr, which is concerning. The Landwehr taking a majority of the line fight here. They're going to need a lot of cavalry to back them up. Now Austria may not need as much of their infantry here because, oh, we have the first clash between the Russians and French. Lancers get a charge off here. They do break, but we'll see what kind of damage gets done here. They can start throwing in a lot of Lancer cavalry. Now the French force is really making its appearance here. They're gonna have to watch out. The French are gonna have to watch out as it's a cav corps that can really make their day very, very painful. France is not going to even pause over on this left side. They just need some cavalry support, and they could probably absolutely obliterate the left for Blucher, which is probably going to make, you can see already, the coalition shuffling forces where they're needed most. This left side, I think, is going to be a very rough fight for the Prussians. In the town, like I had said before, guys, a lot of grenadiers. I think they'll be able to hold this town quite well. The cavalry fighting still back and forth. A lot of hidden cavalry here. I love this. All these guys are hidden. That is going to be a terrorizing clash here when the French finally make their attack, and then a bunch of Russians rush out of the woods, no pun intended. These Casares actually really slicing up the French cavalry who's been fighting for a lot longer here. Now they'll say they're going to break. They're taking on 2 French units at once. And I don't think the French have a lot of cavalry. Now they do have a lot more shuffling over to this side. I don't think they know how bad the cav is going to be over on the right-hand side. Yep, these Casares do break. Obviously, though, a lot of cav on the right. Going to be some very crucial fights happening with the cavalry. And over here, you do have the Landwehr making their stand. The French definitely are going to be okay with taking a line fight, at least for the time being. I'm sure they'll get aggressive here in a little bit, especially once they get flank pushing. They have a lot of troops, enough to be able to make that very crucial flanking attack here. Of course, the squarables on that side, but that is all they have. But Bavaria pushing in here, and once they make their approach, they're going to have both flanks covered with cavalry. Now, we do have the French inching into the town. And you do have the Austrians setting up their infantry. We have Grenadiers making a potential push for the LLC, the first of probably many attacks for this town center. And the raging fight that could really be decided very soon is going on. Now this artillery, I believe, is turned. Yep, it's turned, and you can see dishing out real damage on this French line, as opposed to fake damage, I guess you'd say. But, you know, they are starting to really hurt the French advance. Now you can see, though, the Landwehr not going to stand very long, especially against such a disciplined Prussian line here. They have a beautiful flank. They're just inching forward. Nice reserves set up, ready to make that assault. But the Prussian line's caving. They need Bavaria to start making some charges. In the town, that fight's still going. I think both sides are going to be pretty equal in this fight, at least for a while. So this fight could potentially last the entire game for the LLC. But you can see here, France actually pulling back as cavalry start to make their appearance. I don't know if the French alliance, if they knew about the massive cavalry that was going to be brought by the coalition, but they definitely have quite a lot here. They must have guessed at least one of the coalition would be a cav corps, because they have quite a lot of cavalry waiting for them. But the thing is, guys, that cavalry is not being used in the center because it's being defended against the Russians. However, the Russians can't use theirs either. Here we go. A second unit of Grenadiers go in for the house as the line fight continues. And now Prussia actually advancing here as, you know, the Bavarians start to make their push. And I don't know if these guys can form square. That guy can. That was well placed. charge. I think they got away without losing a single man. Wow. All right, well, while this fight's actually going decently well now for the Prussians as they make their push, over here, things are getting a lot more serious. Oh my gosh, I missed it. Oh my gosh, a huge cav fight. France got to watch out. They could get flanked here by the Russian Lancers. France could get outplayed if they aren't careful here. I've already seen 1-2 units break. Of course, both sides will run off the field very quickly here. Oh, and also we have a French bayonet charge going in on the position around this LLC. Grenadiers receiving that first bayonet charge. Of course, 2 lines of line infantry do break, but Grenadiers are in reserve. But France has a lot of reserves stacked up here, ready to engage. Russia pushing here. I feel like some cavalry be really needed in this fight. Now, both sides over here, cavalry disengaging. We're going to keep an eye out for that because I think they're about to re-engage here in a second. But for now, France has been repelled.
This building has fallen to the enemy.
And, uh-oh. It does appear that the LLC has been taken by the French. And now France is going to run forward here. A lot of infantry. They don't have the LLC to worry about anymore. In fact, if anything, it's going to help them gain more of a foothold. And the coalition are now going to be pulling back as this could turn very disastrous, very quickly getting shot from this house. Grenadiers getting charged in the back. Oh, France is just going full on attack mode here, and it is going beautifully for them. This looks a little bit disastrous. Now over here, Russia has formed up their lines. Bavaria, I think, is actually going to shift cavalry as the town fight is starting to go a little bit badly. It's going badly here. Now you look at this. We have Russia making a bit of a push here. Oh, what do we got here? Kazakhis in the back lines. They're going to break. They're behind enemy lines. There's no way that they keep their morale up. Oh, look at this, though. France just constantly pushing forward. Oh, this is looking bad. This is looking bad. I'm sorry, guys. I had to take a brief intermission. But we're back with still this coalition getting just meleeed. Cavalry pressuring the Russian cav, getting pressured by France. Even the Grenadier Cheval, they're getting involved. Gotta be careful, though. They could get easily flanked here, as you can see. Yep, we have them getting flanked. Multiple units. But France is doing a beautiful melee, continually pressuring this coalition. Now the coalition looks like they're charging in extra units, countercharging, but the morale debuff from Friends routing is going to be a pain to deal with here. Now over on this side, Russia, they're doing a decent job of fighting this force. They do have cavalry, though. It's getting beaten back, unfortunately. We'll see if the coalition have cavalry they can send in. They do have the totem comps going in, and actually a French force getting thrown back. Now over in the cavalry sector, oh man, this looks a little messy here, but I'm worried this cavalry's been fighting for quite some time, and now the flanking charge may actually break them.
The men are fatigued.
France could easily go in for a flanking charge here with these dragoons and just break the French cav. French cav basically try to just absolutely try to bruise their way through this, or, you know, muscle the way through this. Still over here, we have actually the coalition making an advance. Uh-oh, artillery. Ooh, that may save. Are they going to save their guns? I don't know if they're going to. Over here, Bavaria keeps trying to slow down this French flank here, which is quite a problem here, but they have a square, and there's not going to be a whole lot they can do on that. This Blucher line may have to pull back once again. Artillery actually did not break here, but I do see a countercharge. A lot of the excellent units that Blucher had in reserve going for a countercharge here, and over here, France getting absolutely just thrashed in a line fight against the Austrians here. You can see they've taken some heavy losses so far, have a very thin line. The French-Russian cav engagement seems to have slowed down a little bit. Russia still has cavalry. They're trying to take up as much of this French right flank's attention as possible so that this fight can still rage with some equality in the lines without extra cavalry. Russia losing some units as well. Both sides still very deadlocked here in this fight. Oh, what are these guys doing? Both sides, what is happening here? But I think France actually may be getting thrown back. Now let's check here. Yep, once again, Blucher falling back. This could actually really be a problem. France, they're going to be able to catch up to this Blucher, and I would be surprised if we see some bayonet charges going in on this line. But look at the hole that Prussia has here. They have thrown back some more French. Now France, oh man, they're breaking, but so is Prussia. But all along this line, things are looking definitely a lot more even. Very even Steven, you want to say. But the town is in French control. But for how long? This flank may actually be a very crucial section of this battle. As this line, this French corps are very fresh still. And the coalition have committed the majority of their reserves. But a beautiful charge here. They may break both of these. Oh my gosh, they broke both of them. Now let's see if the Bavaria can carry this through. The morale debuff might be huge on this flank. A square does get formed though. And bam, they're going to smack into more and more. This is where the morales, the debuffs start taking shape here. Look at this. Look at this. Another line may break. By all one Chevalier, guys. Now here we go. Another cavalry charge here. Bavaria getting some charges in. Now this is a square they're going to go into. Blucher has to hold, and the holding is going to be very difficult. He is under quality against this French line. These units have terrible morale. Their reload skill, shooting accuracy are not at all to par with this French line. Now the artillery is still firing here, so they're going to have some help on this flank at least. But right here, the French can keep swinging around, just breaking them one at a time. Now Schwarzenberg holding beautifully. There's artillery up on the hill. You can see it's punching the holes in their line. But we do have more cavalry shifting over. Maybe they can break. If they can break this French line right here, they can swing around, pivot, and help Blucher, who is in deadly need of some reinforcements. He needs some help. This artillery, is he gonna start firing canister? That's the question. They need to defend this artillery at all costs. This is crucial to this battle. Oh, we actually have a charge. And those guys cannot form square. Inching forward even more. The morale wavering for the French. Even the Landwehr getting their units in the fight. What a beautiful charge. It had a huge payoff. 3 units breaking. Now you have some units starting to waver. Beautiful charge by Prussia. And look at this. Bavarian cavalry in the back lines. Oh my goodness. No way this is going to pay off. Oh, even the totem columns getting themselves in there. Now a square does form, but look at this Landwehr. They don't care. And Bavaria in the back lines going for the general. This is a huge disaster for this French line. And the mass rout begins. This is what the coalition needed. They needed a huge payoff, and I think they just got it. And now look at this. Bavaria gonna deny the withdrawal of the French line, at least for a brief moment with the Ulanen. If Blucher can rush forward and really pressure this line, cavalry all over the place. Bavaria really pressuring. Square gets formed there, but they are really pressuring this French line. Look at this. The wavering happening all over the place. Prussia just needs a couple more charges. They can break this whole chunk of line. I believe the general is routing, but he's not been killed yet. Now, of course, we are totally missing this part of the fight. I'm sorry, I'm not catching the cavalry engagements. Oh, look at this. They have a light infantry unit facing off against a French line. And then, of course, more cavalry facing off. We'll keep an eye on that. Schwarzenberg, he's pushing, but I believe the artillery is actually quite brutal on this line. You can see a lot of wavering, potentially breaking. And it does look like France getting charged everywhere. Gosh, this is turning into a decisive win for the coalition. Well played by the Rhinebund clan. Those Cav Corps really paying off. This is going to free up Blucher to be able to shift and reconsolidate their lines and start pushing. Now I'm seeing a lot of problems here. Oh, wait. Bavaria coming over here as France is going in yet again for another Cav clash here. Dragoons clashing with the French Dragoons. But Bavaria gets a nice charge off here with some Dragoons and Chevaliers. They break them. They mutually break. France, though, starting to really come out on top in this Cav fight. Unfortunately, France has the one flank over here collapsing for France, one flank over here collapsing for the coalition. But there's not a lot of French troops left around the town, and honestly, Austria should pull back from this. They're facing a lot of artillery that's just focusing down their lines, and it's turning into a bloodbath. Oh no. Fabian, the general. We have some Dragoons gonna try to save the general here. But France has quite a lot of cavalry, and now it's getting freed up to start focusing down Schwarzenberg. This is gonna become the biggest problem here. Now Blucher has managed to finish off this left flank, so now they're gonna be circling around. France has almost finished off Russia. There's a couple units left, of course. Some Kazakis. They're all tired, very tired. I'm sure the French are as well. Maybe it's time to count your losses and wait a second. But France, look at this push here. So they have the Grenadier, Cheval, and line infantry pushing. Schwarzenberg is about to get smacked in the center here already. The French are pressuring. His line is starting to falter here with the reinforcements of French cavalry. Bavaria needs to get his cavalry corps over here. Of course, you do have Blucher putting pressure on that attack from France. Nice, beautiful countercharge here with the Grenadiers. Just watch out for those reinforcements. These guys, why are they wavering? All right, so they're confident. Be assertive, you know? The one good thing is France, the cavalry here is probably tired. I'd imagine they've been fighting for quite some time. They will be tired. Schwarzenberg has troops going to LLCs. I think they're considering getting as many as possible.
Our men are running.
There's still tons of time on the clock. So they're trying to keep pressuring the line. Prussia still stubbornly holding on to this hill and doing a beautiful job of making sure that they don't lose. They'll die on this hill before they lose it. And it's going to be an uphill battle, quite literally, for the French. Now, over here against Schwarzenberg, though, maybe a bit of a different story. See, they're sending in their Grenadier Cheval. Now, Bavarian cavalry is here. Squares forming for the Austrians as well. France maybe running a little bit low on manpower. Both sides are. Blucher's infantry is shifting over to Grenadiers. That'll be huge. Oh, here we go. The Grenadier Cheval going in yet again. Another charge. Grenadiers and Grenadier Cheval. Schwarzenberg cannot catch a break. And Prussia now is in danger of being outflanked here. Look at this. The rest of his corps. We need some cavalry support, I feel like, on this line. And Schwarzenberg held for so long. He lost so many men holding stubbornly onto this line here. You can see he held it for quite a long time. Quite a important hold, I think. It allowed Blucher to make the counterattack and then swing around. These Grenadier Cheval still in this fight, surprisingly. Oh, this isn't looking too good. Now France is just using every single angle possible.
Our men are running first.
Hey guys, it's starting to look less than perfect for the coalition. Now the Grenadier Cheval do break, but France is now in the Prussian and Austrian lines. Ooh, nice field of fire. You have two lines of Prussians firing, Grenadiers up above, and then line infantry down below. And there's still some Grenadiers in the fight. But watch out for this flank. Look at this. They're swinging in. Still constantly swinging in. They have beautiful flanking charges here. Prussia still holds a hill. Another unit does. Man, they truly are dying on this hill. Uh-oh. Oh, the Russian. Okay, the Russian Cav Corps, I think, is pretty much dead. I missed the last of the Cav fighting. But now France finally is free with whatever cavalry is left. Prussia still holds the hill, though, guys. Who would have thought this would be the strategic point? This is a 6-man Dragoon unit? Oh, cavalry's engaging guys who are in the LLC. Now, talking about LLCs, very important thing. So 4-pointer over here held by the French. This 1-pointer over here held. This one way back here technically is probably held. And now the 2-pointer is in danger of being taken. That still leaves the 4, 5, 6, 7 versus 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So you can see actually the predicament that the coalition are in. They have to take and hold, or they have to hold this 2-pointer and take the other LLCs in order to win, which is of course why they have Schwarzenberg sent troops over, as well as Blucher sending his skirmishers over. Did Blucher not have a general? Is that his general? Oh, that's even more rough. They didn't even have a real general. Tough one.
This building has fallen to the enemy.
Uh-oh. Oh no, they took the 2-pointer. Oh no. Oh, France is gonna win by LLC if the coalition cannot do something. Props to the totem comps. They're still alive, you know? They're still very strong. Seems like the French have more infantry than cavalry, and the coalition have more cavalry than infantry, which could be a problem for LLCs. But as of right now, the French are winning by LLC victory. And the Prussians are actually getting pushed further and further away from the LLC, the 2-pointer that they need. Now they could go for the 4-pointer. That is always, I would actually consider that. Cavalry can keep them away, push all your infantry to this 4-pointer, take it, another 4-pointer, give 8 points, and then take a couple of 1-pointers and you'd be fine. I would not try to go in for this LLC right here as of right now. There's no point in taking it. Don't go for it. No, Prussia, no. Nah, I think they're fine. I don't think they're going for it. Yeah, they're gonna. I'd go for the 4-pointer in the far back lines using your superior cavalry. Is it superior? Like, do they have more cav? I saw some over here as well. Some Ulanen, Chevaliers. I mean, they're a little depleted. So I guess technically not, but they could go for the 4-pointer and win that way. Be very interested to see. And you see they have troops ready to garrison every single LLC. These guys are going to go for the 4-pointer in the back. They're preparing for all contingencies, as you'd like to call it.
Our men are running, sir.
And they take that one. Dude, they can even send these guys technically over here, maybe. Try to take that one, but they're getting focused by the artillery fire. Hit the fast forward button because I don't think anyone's actually fighting at this point. Yep, so you can see they're falling back. I don't know if whatever French army was defeated here, if they consolidated and are just resting and waiting, that'd be a big problem. If they roll up and there's like 4 French units sitting here, that probably would be game over. I don't think they can take it. Uh-oh, look at this. So you can see the French cavalry, they look like they're, these guys are already wavering. It's just gonna take one, they just gotta spit on these guys and they're dead. They're gonna run away. What is this? 2 dragoon units. And this is probably a very good French unit in here. Maybe. But there's another unit over here. I saw them for a brief second, so they're looking to take some other LLCs as well. I'm gonna keep fast forwarding here so we don't see nothing here.
Our men are running, sir.
All right, they took another one. Bavaria focusing down as best they can the cavalry. France gonna have the work cut out for them still. This is the important fight right here, guys. And actually, it's only 1 French unit right now holding this. But they're probably fresh. They aren't depleted. And there's French units and cavalry approaching. I think they know what the coalition are going to try to do. Now, let's take a look here. So they have Landwehr, a grenadier, another grenadier. They do have stuff. I don't know, though. I don't know. The Friends routing, they may have to wait for that in France. I mean, I'll give them a chance to wait. Oh, no. Oh, the cavalry really has to defend. Prussia cannot afford to lose units. They really can't. Oh, come on, Bavaria. Oh. The totem comes. Let's see, Bavaria extend the day. The totem comes win it, but now they're wavering and they're going to break. But here we go. Now Bavaria's going in. They have a general nearby. Another cavalry. Okay, that's gonna be over. But Bavaria does not have a lot of, or Prussia doesn't have a lot of infantry left. I'm not super feeling that this is gonna work. They may have had to wait. They maybe should have waited, because you see the wavering. I think the Friends routing is just really affecting the Prussian morale. And Prussia does not have their general. Their general is a skirmisher unit. But more French reinforcements pushing up, and Bavaria being the MVP here, saving them. I think he's actually trying to get his troops away from Friends routing here. That's why he's marching this direction. But I like how these guys just keep running away, following him. It's like, they're like, no, come back, be protecting for us. At this point, yeah, I don't know if there's much that can be done. They're gonna have 4, 5, 6, and if they take this one, which they aren't, 7, which won't matter. The French have 4, 5, 6, 7, and they can take this one for 8. So either way, France now is formed up around this 4-pointer. That is kind of their saving. Now they could try to 50% this with a 5-pounder and then try to go in for it, but I don't think they have a lot of troops to take it. Yeah. They got a tough fight. I mean, it was a good fight too, guys. It was a beautiful fight. Well fought on both sides. It came down to basically both sides would have, I mean, it could have been anyone's game on who would take an actual death match here, but oh, they have 1 grenadier, 1 Landwehr left. These guys active. These guys are winded. They're already tired. And France actually has more troops now. Artillery, though, can maybe help things out a little bit. But as of right now, France, they have several units rallying around this LLC. One of them being a grenadier unit. Of course, someone in this 2-pointer as well. all you can hope is that they can 50% this enough to maybe kill the guys in this 2-pointer. Because over here, you can see these guys, yeah, they're not really winning. Well, actually, they are winning. I stand corrected. Still. I mean, they could go for other 1-pointers, technically. They could go for them. Do they have the manpower to go for them? That still, I mean, a general technically could, I think this general could roll around and try to go for, you know, something over here, maybe. So we're coming up on the 15-minute mark. Yeah. 15-minute mark. Maybe Prussia can take this. It looks like we may have at least one general garrisoned around. I don't know how well this will go. There's another reinforcing unit pushing up here. They just, man. Yeah. I think the French are going to win this by LOC. LOC victory. A hard-fought LOC victory, not by any means easy for either side. And that gives credit to both sides, I think. Both sides have played very well. The Cav Corps is very interesting. Now, Russia did not take the win over here, but they definitely depleted a lot of the French cavalry. Like, the French Cav still did a lot of damage here. It would have been way more damage if Russia had not been involved in even taking up a lot of their time. But yeah, they weren't able to take that win. Now, Bavaria, I think, was very instrumental to crushing this right flank here. Did a beautiful job of it. Look at these guys. They're forming up some, they're making them form square, trying to harass them so they can't get into this LLC. I don't think that Prussia is going to be able to take the LLC. What did they even throw in the house? Oh, they had militia. What? Oh man. Yeah, there's not a lot of time left. I guess we can watch this in fast motion play out, but I suspect they will not be able to take it. So if anything, I may just edit the super fast forward if nothing happens. Oh, well, actually, a last-ditch effort here. Look at these militia. Oh, what? No way there's artillery shooting. Okay, it's all over. That's unfortunate. That is so unfortunate. Yeah. All right. Well, I'm going to skip to the end. There's no way they can take LLCs. So let's skip to the end here. All right, guys. So a French victory. So Ryan or NR4 winning the day with LOC barely scraping by with, I believe, an extra point over the coalition. Man. Yeah. 6 points to 7 points. But a GG's. I mean, well played, both sides. Let's look at the results. As you can see, they're already pulled up here. On the French side, the NR4 side, you have Nakin. He had 12-24 for the kills. I believe he was playing the 10-point mortier. Vander, he was the 9-point McDonald's with 977. Ahmed, he was Salt, 8-pointer. And then Dagafai was 7-point Mason. On the other side, on the Rambun side, you have Bizarre. He was the Bavaria 5-pointer, 842 for the kills. Quite well, considering how many troops he brought. I'm Razor as Blucher 10-pointer with 2072. Eternal as the Schwarzenberg 10-pointer, 1203. And then Kaj as the, I believe, 10-point or 9-point Russia with 490 for the kills. And yeah, that's the results. I mean, some good kills, especially for Prussia. My goodness, he got more kills than anybody else. Broke an entire army with a mixture of Landwehr and line infantry. I love it. I love, in coordination, of course, with Bavaria. We cannot forget the cavalry that helped him start that charge. But that was probably the best part of the battle, was seeing that Prussia just pulling back and then attacking, pulling back and then attacking, finally breaking the French line. That was probably the highlight for me of that replay. But anyway, guys, that'll be for me today. Thank you all so much for joining me. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you enjoy these replays, consider subscribing, giving a like or a comment. Those all help push my channel more out into the mainstream YouTube and get more attention, which, helps me out, helps grow the channel. Also, on a side note, I will be camping this coming weekend, so I will be gone for a couple days. So if I don't post videos, don't worry, I'm not abandoning you guys. I'm trying to be better about letting you guys know when I don't post. Like, for instance, I was at work before this, so I didn't post for a little bit. My bad. I should have let you guys know, and I will always try to be as communicating as possible, and I'm going to try to get better at it. But, yeah, you guys have a great day. Stay safe, and I'll catch you all in another video.